Joshua Lopez in the BMW just outside the top 10 in 11th. Needs less than 100th of a second to get into that 10th place position and move Polanco outside, but unable to do that. Slightly slower lap there, a 209.1. But still 3 minutes on the board. 2 laps left for Joshua Lopez to try and improve on his personal best. See if he can claim a spot inside the top 10. Rivera able to improve the benchmark at the top. It's a 2 minutes .233. He is now closer to get ahead of Yusuf, and now Pena in front. But Polanco takes that spot back, and that was the Lexus, I believe, who took that spot away. Now the BMW we saw earlier, Joshua Lopez, coming up to the line, trying to get a spot in the top 10, but they all were able to improve their time, but Lopez improves by a lot and goes up to 8th, jumps both Mercedes of Yusuf and Polanco. Freeman on the 7th row. Jeremy Wasson in 15th, Brian DeSantiago in 16th, George Elmer next in 17th. He is joined on the 9th row by Dr. Porkchop. Then one Bigley in 19th. And last but not least, we have Chris Larondi. Quick formation lap. Formation sector, we should say, I suppose. The grid already lined up in zipper formation. Not a whole lot of weaving you can do. Not a lot of tire temperature to gain in this part, especially with the cars not ghosting. So now they round out turns 14 and 15 before beginning the season opener with the sun setting in the background. The season will start to rise here. Pit limiter on until the green lights for the drivers. 20 taking the green flag tonight, and the green light is a go. The season is underway. Ricardo Rivera under pressure from the BMW, and Jake Terrell on the outside. The BMW looking to make it 3 wide into turn 1. Jake Terrell takes the lead. Late braking move from the AMG. He's able to take the top spot away from Ricardo Rivera. Then Correa remains in 3rd. Jace Wright with a good jump up to 4th place. He gets ahead of Mason Pachalski. And Zach Terrell with a good jump as well, up to 6th place. Jace Wright all over the back of the BMW, looking to take a spot on the podium here. Into the braking zone of turn number 8 we go. The Ferrari trying to find some room around the outside. The Mustang of Zach Terrell goes a little bit deep. Might come under pressure here from the Lexus of Maranhão. Once again, another very tricky braking zone with the corner just closing the entire way. But it is looking pretty nice so far. Green flags up ahead. Jake Terrell in the lead. Ricardo Rivera in 2nd. Christian Correa 3rd. Jace Wright 4th. Mason Pachalski in 5th. And then Zach Terrell here in 6th. Pressuring Mason Pachalski in 5th place. Michael Moledo gets a good jump at the start. Inside of the top 10 goes the Porsche. Under pressure behind from Yusuf. And looking to catch up to Edward Pena ahead in the number. Got around Yusuf on the previous lap. Now looking to make it a 2nd AMG in a row, but goes deep on the brakes in turn 4. Allows Yusuf just a little bit of a sniff of an opportunity. Yusuf doesn't want to lose too much time with the BMW of Lopez getting closer. Drivers don't want to hit each other, don't want to get any damage onto the cars, as they are going to have to use these from start to finish. Lucarelli losing a little bit of time to the cars in front. He was battling with Edward Pena for that position. But now losing just a hair of time. But still in a good top 10 position. 32 minutes of racing to go. And from one Aston to the next, Mason Perchalski still all over the back of Jace Wright, as third place Correa, fourth place Wright, and fifth place Perchalski have pulled out a pretty decent gap over Maranhão. It's about 2.5 seconds, but now the Lexus in some clean air after getting through Zach Terrell on the previous lap. Not that Zach Terrell was slow, but we'll see if Maranhão can close that gap. Zach Terrell just running a little bit wide at turn 12, costing him that time and the position, but still staying within touching distance of Maranhão to potentially fight back for that 6th place position. Oh, Moleda! Or excuse me, that's Correa with a moment in the BMW. Jace Wright trying to take the opportunistic move, going around the outside onto the curbing. He's going to have the inside into turn 9 and 10. Can the BMW fight back around the outside? There's contact. Front to back BMW into the Ferrari, and Jace Wright goes into the grass. Not really grass, it's the sand, and spins into the side of Correa, excuse me, my goodness, keep getting those two mixed up. And into the side of Correa, with Mason Perchalski almost getting caught up in the mix. Thanks for the raid, Mr. Schofield. Not sure why that didn't pop up on the screen. But thank you very much. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you guys had a good stream. We've got some Le Mans Ultimate action tonight. About 10 minutes into the 40-minute sprint race, and Mason Perchalski trying to get into a podium position. Correa certainly having a little bit of damage to his car after the front-to-back contact with Jace Wright. And Jace Wright going into the side of the BMW. Mason Perchalski lining up the move down the inside of turn 1. He's got it. Christian Correa leaving him plenty of space to get the move done. But that is now a top 3 position for Mason Perchalski. Lucarelli side by side with Lopez. He's gonna be behind the BMW, maintaining that 10th position for the time being. Lopez, though, able to jump a few cars. He got ahead of Yusuf as Lucarelli runs wide and gives the position to Yusuf, and Zach Terrell going slowly in the Mustang. Oh, nearly contact between the Mustang and the AMG as Zach Terrell tucks in behind the 60 of Polanco. This is a great battle we have for a top 10. And up ahead, the 3 cars trying to decide Who is going to finish on top? Lopez, for the meantime, has 7th place, but Pena with a late look down the inside of turn 11, trying to get the position, but he's just unable to find the space, with Lopez just leaving a car's width, trying to fight for that position. And into turn 13 we go. A dab on the brakes, 4 cars drag racing into turn 14. Lopez leading the way in the white BMW, 2 AMGs behind him. The Aston of Lucarelli looking to jump a few places and get more inside the top 10. A bit of a wiggle from Pena. That might cost him the position to Zaif Yusuf, who is lining up a move, but once again in that slipstream, the AMG able to pull away from the equal machinery of Yusuf behind. A bit heavy on the curbs on the inside for Pena, a little bit wide for Yusuf, and instead of attacking, he now has to defend from Lucarelli behind. Lucarelli, not a lot of room for him to go because Zach Terrell is right alongside him, and they're going to go 3 wide into turn 4. Zach Terrell down the inside of 2 cars, gets the position. By the position, I mean 2 positions. Great racing from Zach Terrell down the inside of turn 4. There's contact and Zach Terrell goes spinning. Unable to use the straight line speed of the Lexus to his advantage and get ahead of Moleda in the Porsche. With all this battling going on, Lopez is getting pretty close. That gap was around 6 seconds. Oh my goodness, a huge snap from the Lexus. Maranhão, great car control to keep that pointed in a straight line. Perhaps with this, at this point of the race, tires beginning to feel a little bit used. Car's getting a little bit lighter with the fuel load dropping off as well. Closing down the gap very effectively to the Lexus. Maranhão slipping back 3.5 seconds to Moleda. And Joshua Lopez gets within a second now. And these two certainly begin to battle soon. 2 front engine manufacturers going at it. The Lexus, a little bit twitchy on the brakes, going into using the slipstream and pulling out into turn 11. Down the inside, the BMW is going to try to get the Lexus on the brakes. It looks like there was maybe a bit of contact, but still both cars pointed in the correct direction, and the Lexus stays ahead of Lopez. Maybe not for long. Lopez looking very racy. Wants to get that position. Down the main straight, the BMW has the slipstream, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to challenge into turn 1. At least just yet. And the battle for the lead is on. Ricardo Rivera on the back of Jake. The BMW of Lopez in 7th. Yusuf takes 8th. Edward Pena trying to defend 9th place from Polanco, and he will do just that. Polanco rounds out the top 10. Giovanni Lucarelli in 11th place, back to the pits already. Jeremy Wasson around the final corner in the number 69 Lexus. He will take 12th place.